Hey guys, what's up? Hope you all doing good out there today, and much appreciated you taking a little time out of your day to watch the video. Today we're going to talk about A-rigs and jerkbaits and when you need to choose one over the other this time of year specifically. And there's a window there, guys. We're sort of right in that window right now, towards the end of February, first part of March when this video is being filmed. Sort of the late winter, early pre-spawn time, and there's a lot of different variables to the whole discussion of A-rigs and jerkbaits. But right now, in this particular time frame, I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice that I think is going to help you guys catch some good ones on it. Real quick, just want to make one quick housekeeping tip here. If you guys are interested in booking any on-the-water lessons with me, all you have to do is shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Randy Block at Professional Angler. And I can give you all the info on that, booking trips for, pretty much the whole year right now. So if you guys are interested on that, you just shoot me a message and we'll get some info to you. Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit about this A-rig jerkbait deal. Actually, the reason I'm talking about this is I'm getting ready to leave for the Toyota Series tournament at Lake of the Ozarks in a few days. And actually, I'm actually going to be driving back and forth from my house. I'm going to stay here at home because it's only like a little over an hour and 15 minutes up to the lake from my house. But anyway, this particular tournament, I'm going to do a pre-tournament preview on it. But I can tell you right now, A-rigs and jerkbaits are going to be the two main players in that particular tournament. And the whole thing about this is like when you are trying to decide which one to use, an A-rig or a jerkbait, in late winter and early pre-spawn, there's a couple different factors to that. The two main factors are the type of weather conditions you have and where the shad are at. And that's the two things that you need to know before you spend a lot of time with one technique over another. First of all, we'll talk a little bit about weather. A-rigs always produce better in nastier, low light conditions for the most part for the good fish, especially if you've got water that's on the clear side. If you got water that's a little bit stained, it's not as much of a factor. But if you have water visibilities of like over 4 foot, you need those days like the rising barometric pressure, a warm southerly airflow, moderate to heavy wind, and I like clouds. Those are the ideal conditions to catch good ones this time of year on an A-rig. Now, like I said, if you've got water visibilities of under 3 feet, the light level intensity isn't as much of a factor. And the thing that becomes more of a factor, which we'll talk about, is how deep the shad are. And that, to me, is the main determining factor whether to throw an A-rig or a jerkbait. If you graph a lot of key early pre-spawn areas like main lake points, that type of stuff, and you start noticing those shad are pretty deep, like over 20 foot deep, that is when you're going to have to go to an A-rig to catch those fish. Because if those shad are suspended out deep, you can't get to them to a jerkbait, number one, and they don't bite a jerkbait as good, number two. So the first thing that I'll do, like in this particular tournament that I'm going to, as much as I hate throwing an A-rig, you can do it in the Toyota Series, I'm going to do a lot of graphing, and I'm going to really be looking for a lot of shad out there. If I see a lot of deep shad, I'm going to go to an A-rig. If I don't see as much deep shad, I'm going to concentrate more on a jerkbait. Now I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And, I'll let the fish ultimately tell me where it is, but that's the main thing you want to notice. One of the things you'll notice also, guys, if you have an early pre-spawn, late winter like we are right now, you have a lot of shad that are all over the place as far as out in the middle of the lake. You got a lot of shad that are just out swimming over super deep water, off the ends and sides of deep points, out off bluff banks, that type of stuff. That's why this time of year can be really hit and miss. It can be feast or famine. You get the right set of conditions where those fish get set up on certain types of structure, you can catch big bags of fish. But then if they're not, it can be super tough. And in this Lake of the Ozarks tournament, I look for that to happen. I look for there to be some good bags caught in this tournament. But I think overall, the field is really going to struggle because you don't have a lot of, and not just talking about Lake of the Ozarks, but in general this time of year, when you don't have a big population of fish starting to move up shallow to be caught on the jerkbaits yet. Now, once that water temperature starts to, push up more towards the upper 40s, close to 50 degrees, that's when you have those bigger females that'll move a little bit shallower, and the jerkbait can start producing better than the A-rig. But my rule of thumb, guys, when you're trying to make that determination is go with the A-rig under the nasty conditions, and also go with the A-rig if the shad are deep. If you've got tough conditions, like if you've got bright sunny skies, not much wind, that's when you want to go to your jerkbait. And if you don't see a lot of shad out deep, if you're seeing shad at various depths, that type of stuff, but they're not consistently out deep, try the jerkbait a little bit more. Ultimately, just let the fish tell you what you want to do. So anyway, guys, I'll keep you guys updated as it gets closer to the tournament here. I'm going to start practicing this weekend. I'll get 2 or 3 days of practice in, and I'll give you a lot of good updates on it. And probably by the end of the tournament, we'll all be able to learn a little bit more about A-rigs and jerkbaits. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all later.